Senator Chris Van Hollen is taking his fight to El Salvador, meeting with suspected MS-13 gang member Kilmar Ábrego García.
A Maryland man deported despite a court order to stay. Madeline Vera in D.C. for us this morning with the details. Madeline, good morning to you.
Good morning, you guys. This was a turn of events after Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen was initially denied from entering that maximum security prison where Kilmar Ábrego García is being held. But what happens next remains unclear because El Salvador's president insists he's not releasing Ábrego García.
Our goal was very simple today, which was to check on the health and well-being of Kilmar.
Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen posting this photo Thursday night, saying his main goal in El Salvador was to meet with Kilmar Ábrego García. He says he passed along a message of love to Ábrego's wife and plans a full update when he returns. El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele mocking the meeting, posting, Kilmar Ábrego García miraculously risen from the death camps and torture, now sipping margaritas with Senator Van Hollen in tropical paradise. Democrats say this is about due process, accusing the Trump administration of violating it.
The Supreme Court needs to aggressively enforce its judicial orders. The White House is seeking a confrontation with the courts, and the courts need to lean into that.
And if he ever ends up back in the United States, he would immediately be deported again.
On Thursday, an appeals court denied the Justice Department's request to block a federal judge's order to facilitate Ábrego García's return. President Trump addressed the case on Thursday.
That would make that case be a case that's easily winnable on appeal. So we'll just have to see. I'm going to have to respond to the lawyers.
President Trump reacting to Van Hollen's meeting on Truth Social this morning, calling him a grandstander, begging for attention. Jen and Araxia.
I guess the next question is, will this wind up going to the Supreme Court?
I think it might likely head back to the Supreme Court. Jen and Araxia, there are a lot of legal fights going on over this right now. An appeals court rejected the Trump administration's request to block them from following a federal judge's order to facilitate Ábrego García's return. So there are a lot of legal fights on this. And again, it can ultimately land back in the hands of the Supreme Court. And we'll see what they have to say. Jen and Araxia?
Because the Supreme Court doesn't have enough going on. Just add it to the list, right?
They have a lot of cases, I know.
Yeah.
No kidding. Madeline, thank you.
Thank you.